So there's some terrible news in the mom influencer world, and that is that the 3-year-old son of Emilie Kaiser, who is a very popular mom influencer on TikTok and Instagram, her 3-year-old son, Trig Kaiser, has died following a drowning accident. So I want to be really careful with how I speak about this. So if you notice me really taking my time, that's what I'm trying to do. I think there's a lot of information out there and people's reactions are very intense. So what I'm going to tell you about is the way that the parasocial reaction to Trig's tragic death is changing the way that other moms are thinking about how they're going to be online. Because guys, the parasocial reaction to this terrible tragedy has been like nothing I've ever seen. So the drowning incident happened on May 12th, and it wasn't confirmed that it was Trig and that he had indeed passed away a few days later until Monday. The drowning was reported on local Arizona news stations, and they showed the outside of the house where the drowning took place. People saw the outside of the house and they recognized Emilie Kaiser's house, the mom influencer. So on TikTok, the few days before it was confirmed that it was Trig who had drowned, people were obsessively trying to prove that it had been him. So they were looking up possible death certificates. I can't believe that people were taking it that far. They were taking photos from Zillow and comparing it to the house that had been on the news and trying to prove that it was Emilie's house. And there was just basically like no space for this family who was going through the most terrible thing that you could possibly go through. So on Monday, news reports confirmed that it was Trig who had drowned and that he had passed away, and almost instantaneously online sleuths dug for proof of the boy's passing. So they even went as far as to post screenshots from the county medical examiner confirming his death. I asked Brandon Harris, who is a professor of social media analytics at the University of Alabama, if this was surprising to him, and he said no, that we can debate the limit of what the expectation of privacy should be, but that influencers have primarily made their wealth by making their lives accessible to other people. And it seems that fans seem to expect that access, even in the wake of unimaginable tragedy. There was also an outpouring of grief on social media, so viewers and fans were struggling to understand the death of this boy with whom they had formed such a deep parasocial bond. They felt that they knew Trig from his mother's vlogs, and some of them felt that they loved him. They were posting videos of themselves sobbing. They were posting videos of I saw a video with hundreds of thousands of views offering the Kaiser family a place to come stay to get out of Arizona. I saw lots of videos where they took pictures of the boy from his mom's social media and set it to really sad music. It was like really intense. I even found an account which has since been deleted but was posing as Emilie, posting a tribute to her son. So the parasocial relationship and the intensity that people felt was just staggering to me. And I asked Jess Roshberg, who is a professor who studies parasocial relationships, and she said social media collapses the distance between viewers and the person on the other side of the screen. The tragedy becomes so much more than just a family's grief or a community's grief when millions of people are now grieving with you, and that is not always a good thing. We do not know this family. And it wasn't only grief. People were throwing blame and accusations. So they were insisting that Emilie and her husband Brady be charged with child neglect despite not knowing any of the details of what had happened. There's an unsubstantiated rumor that people keep repeating that Emilie didn't think that a pool fence was aesthetically pleasing and that's why they didn't have one, which I just find so bleak for people to say that. People are zooming into old videos of Emilie's to try to prove that she did or didn't have this or that safety mechanism. But I think whether people were grieving or blaming, the intensity of the reactions was very intense. And it actually left Professor Roshberg wondering whether it would change the culture of parents sharing content online. She said, let's say I'm an influencer and God forbid something happens to my kid. Do I want people making content about my child and getting views and clicks and likes because my child died? Losing a child is a tragedy. Losing a child in front of millions of people who think that they know him is a dystopian nightmare. and it is making mom influencers reconsider what they share online. One mom creator posted a TikTok of herself overlaid with the words, "Anyone else questioning how much of their life to share online after seeing Emilie Kaiser get ripped apart by the internet?" In another video, a creator said,
"The things that I've seen after someone going through the worst thing imaginable are vile and disgusting, and I don't want to share my life. I don't want to share my kids."
I did reach out to that creator. She said that she had nothing to add other than what she said in that video, but I talked to another mom creator who has hundreds of thousands of followers and said that the reaction to the Kaiser family tragedy has made her want to take a step back from TikTok. So she said, "Having a following can be a creative outlet and a monetary blessing for sure, but the cost is your privacy and your peace. No amount of money is worth that. The money you can make from social media is not worth this. Everything that happens to you, good or bad, will be dissected by the internet. Nothing is worth your privacy and your peace." I'll link the full story in the description of this video if you want to read that. And yeah, that's it for now.